Um, it's
Welcome down the rabbit hole, friends. Let's get right into it. We're going back into the tell-all to hear what Kody has to say about these hussies that keep screwing him over. Okay, so Kody Brown, he comes in and starts off the interview with Suki by basically being like, I'm losing my religion over here.
find faith and still lose your religion. But, you know, some people have to hit rock bottom to find their faith.
Are you at that place?
I don't think I've hit rock bottom.
Oh my God, Kody, there's like further that you can go? Where? Like, how much of a deeper well do you need to dig for yourself for it to be like as low as you can go? I guess he's saying like, tune in, watch more seasons because it's gonna get even worse, guys.
Roll over. I'm not as angry as I was before.
What? When? How? Where? Like, I'm in so much of a time distortion because of the fact that they were like filming from 2 years ago originally in the season, but then they've gone back in and they've made Mykelti wear like a fake baby bump to re-interview her. And why are they where are they? What time are they in now that they're interviewing in? Like, we are just completely confused. But according to Kody, like, guys, he's less angry now. I don't know if this is, who knows? This could be, for all I know, from the future. 10 years from now, this could be when they're interviewing them, because I don't understand the timeline that goes on in these last couple of seasons.
Yeah, a lot changes. Divorce messes with you very much.
Yeah, you were 100% messed with Kody. Like, forget about the children. Forget about the kids who lost their dad, truly, who's still very much a child, the adult children who expected to have like a father around just to be like a grandfather and maybe even like be there for them once in a while or like show up for a holiday. Like, throw all that down the well, cover it up with some dirt, because we need to shove that way, way far down. We don't need to think about any of that. What's important here is how all of this has affected Kody Brown.
Just something about the struggles in the family just made me kind of go, is this what real life is like? Is this what real marriage is like?
No, Kody, it isn't what real life is like or what real marriage is like, because most of us don't have millions of dollars. Millions and millions of dollars and $1 million homes, like 4 of them, and 18 children and 3 wives. It's like highly unusual. But even within your community, like in the AUB, no one has millions upon millions of dollars. You've been living a false reality in so many ways. So no, it's not real. Like what you've experienced with Rob and how you're going to tell us how wonderful she is and how absolutely extraordinary that relationship has been. It's been because you've had millions of dollars. That's what's going on. Things are very different for you, and they've gotten more and more different as time has gone on. And you know, you don't need to recognize that because you're Kody Brown, so you're just going to do whatever the hell you want to do.
On my mind, it's rolling through, and I don't even know how to. I've been thinking about this. Like all I do, you know, when I'm not working, it's.
Okay, I noticed personally that Kody had like a lot of word salad in the beginning, and I will credit it to most likely the fact that he's probably on tea and he's gone a little cuckoo. So they're giving him like a chance to basically have a monologue. Like Suki isn't really even asking him anything. She's like, so how's it been since the last time I saw you? And he's just like, well, you know, it's like this thing happened and then I was, oh, okay, I don't know, like something. And then there were some kids and what, I don't know.
Playing and rehashing discussions and rehashing my life and how I started this family out and everything.
So it's a little bit much for me. It's like, give that man some Adderall or something so he can focus, like bring it back down and actually talk about what's really happening. But also pay attention to his extremely tiny little suit. Like you can really see it here when you get the full body picture. And to me, he looks 110%. I'm just going to emphasize it again, like the Lollipop Guild.
I mean, this is what I've gone back on. I've gone back to my past with marriage. This experience required that I have more than one wife.
Right. And this is where I'm going to get like really real with you guys. Okay. I've gone back and I've watched the first season again. I was really invested in the first couple of seasons, and those are the best seasons, in my opinion. That was when it was like really real, and you could really get a sense of who these people were and the mistakes that they were making and how they were living, and like it felt real. Okay. And my opinion is that's something that Kody is never talking about on any of these shows. A lot of what motivated Kody back then, and I think even till this day, I'm going to be really honest with you guys, and there's no shade in this, is that Kody was thought of by his family, by his dad, by people around him, by everyone in his school as a sissy. Okay, he was. And I'm not saying like that he was thought of as gay. It was like he was not man enough. That was what was up with him.
I was so anxious to be living the principle of plural marriage that I was not vetting who I was marrying.
His dad, his family, they were concerned. Like, what is this guy gonna do with his life? And people around him in high school were like, yeah, we definitely thought he was gay. They came on a show and said that. He had to be like sent away to do his mission, and then he comes back and they're like really pounding into him like, we need you to step up and like grow up and become a man. Kody, are you a man? And then they kind of rolled out this path for him. Like in the AUB, the way to be the most manly man possible is to marry a bunch of wives and be an asshole to them and be completely like patriarchal and get whatever you want. And Kody was like, a part of that sounds really good to me, because whether or not Kody was a sissy, he was always a selfish bastard. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. He was probably going to be selfish one way or another, but his family and everyone around him, they kind of pushed him towards this, like, let's marry Mary, let's get on this road towards polygamy so that you can finally be the manly man you have been told you need to be.
You're going to marry for eternity. You should start out in love. I thought it was acceptable. I thought I could make up the difference.
So when Kody goes back and he says, like, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have married these women. I wasn't really into them. I was pushed into doing it. I think a lot of what he's talking about has less to do with, like, the actual women. It has to do with the fact that he was really struggling within himself. He was never 100% free to be who he truly wanted to be. He just wasn't. He was told, you are not good enough. Something about you is weird and odd, and like, you're not really a man. Like, we're going to turn you into one. And that's the truth of like how things, I think, started with Kody. Now, he was always, and this comes up over and over again, even in the episode where the high school friends show up, Kody always wanted to be the center of everyone's attention. That is a fundamental part of his personality, and it has played out in his relationship with his wives and his children and in this family, and being a polygamist, he loves to be the center of attention. So that carried through. He found a way to carry it through even when he was pushed forward into being like, you need to be more of a man and marry all these women.
This isn't about being like in love. This is about growing a family together. We love each other. We're required. The gospel requires us to love each other.
So Kody goes into talking about religion, but once again, I don't really think Kody cared that much about religion. He made his own religion. He made his own family. Like, he was following some fundamentals, like, of the church that they belonged to for a while, like, early on. But I think ultimately, like, he was looking to be his own, like, cult leader of his family. And Robin's the one who's really like finally given that to him, and he deserves it, guys. Like, let's be honest. Kody really deserves it.
But I never really actually suffered in a fit of passion in this place.
How do you feel you started out with Robin then? Was it different?
Yeah, it was.
Were you different?
Well, I can tell you what was different. Like, the really big difference with Robin was that you were going on a TLC show, and TLC said, hey, want to get married? We'll pay for it. Hey, want to go on a 2-week vacation, like honeymoon? We'll pay for it. Hey, want to move out of Utah because like people are following you and you might get like legally charged with something? We'll pay for your lawyers and we'll help you buy new houses in Arizona. Need a nanny? Well, we're going to give you plenty of money so we can pay for it. Want to quit your jobs? Want to quit all your jobs and just stay home and do whatever you want? We'll pay for it. So they became very rich. And that made the experience very different. But Kody doesn't seem to, even think about that. It never occurs to him. You know what the difference was? Robin is just a saint. A saint. And everyone else is the devil.
Well, I fell in love with Robin. I never fell in love with anybody else. I was just choosing to be in that.
And we became much more in love as the years went by, I think. We did get married young, and I don't think that that's necessarily a problem because I've seen many couples that navigate that.
Oh, gorgeous, beautiful, level-headed Janelle, you stupid hoe. What were you thinking? Expecting Kody to be there for you and say he still loves you. He's done with you. You're disgusting to him. You bring back memories of when you guys were poor. Poor. He doesn't want to be poor anymore, Janelle. You still do things bring up, maybe you guys should save for retirement, or maybe you shouldn't spend thousands of dollars on tiny miniature gingerbread houses. And Kody doesn't need that in his life anymore, so get the hell out, Janelle.
Did. It was a very functional marriage. But now he's grown and changed, and I've grown and changed, and I think maybe he does have more affinity or more connection with Robin, and that's okay.
All right, here's the deal. Here's the deal with Janelle, my dear, dear, sweet Janelle. She was a good person, a real person who wanted to live a life where they thought about things like taxes, and they cared about what was going to happen to their kids in the future. And decisions she made were based on thinking about what was good for everyone, looking at all of the options and weighing and measuring the pros and cons of everything. And it's nobody wants to be around that in this family. Nobody else wanted to listen to any of that bullshit, It's kind of I remember when Robin joined the family, and Janelle was just I'm really concerned about how we're going to be able to literally feed everyone. That's an exact quote. And it's just God, you're such a downer, Janelle. Just shut up and, take out more credit cards or something, because Kody and Robin, they're flying off into the sunset, and, they don't have room for Janelle on this airplane.
Okay, but I think it's unfair to judge our early years with that same perspective, because he was not the guy back then he is now.
But it's kind of like he says he entered the covenant with you and Christine in a different manner than he did with Robin.
I think it's perspective.
God, there's so much to say about these people. And the fact that Janelle just was bringing everyone down. And now, Robin and Kody will finally be able to live the life they've always deserved until they have to file for bankruptcy. Then, things are going to get even more fun and enjoyable and wonderful for me on my channel. So, okay, we're going to take a break here, but join me again tomorrow when we head down another rabbit hole about the tell-all, because there's a lot more going on in this part 1.